Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be doing the CSEc Office Administration May June 2018 paper 1. So this is part 2 video. So if you missed watching part 1, there's a card somewhere on this video. You can go ahead and click it and watch it and then come back and watch part 2. If you are also stopping by my channel for the very first time, you are warmly welcome to be a part of the Think CSEC family. So give this video a thumbs up by pressing that like button, yes, to show your appreciation. Thank you very much. And also, please do not skip the ads. Just take a little break and come back and allow them to play out. That is your way of expressing appreciation by saying thank you very much, miss, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to make these videos so that we can benefit from them. So let's get into this paper. We'll be picking up from question 31. So let's go. It says, at the annual general meeting of Verona Enterprises, an equal number of votes was cast for and against the motion. What action should the chairperson take to break the tie? A. Exercises casting votes. B. Asks the members to vote again. C. Adjourn the meeting to another date. Or D. Asks the members to ratify the motion. So we know if there's a tie, the chairperson would exercise his casting vote. A. Let's go to number 32. So items 32 to 33 refer to the following information. Cheng Long and Associates are a group of lawyers who have set up offices in the city with 2 branches in 2 other towns. The company's organizational structure is shown below. So here we have Cheng Long, Port of Spain, and we see the Martha Weeks in San Juan and Leslie Bullell, San Fernando. So what's this organizational structure? Where is it going? Let's see what they say in question 32. It says, in which direction does communication flow when Martha Weeks and Leslie Bullell discuss company business? A. Vertically, B. Downwards, C. Horizontally, or D. In all directions. So we're looking at Martha Weeks, Leslie Bullell. So what line of communication direction is this taking place? So we know it's not vertically and it's not downwards, but if you notice, it is horizontal going across. So horizontal. 33 says, in which direction does communication flow when Martha Weeks and Cheng Long discuss company business? A. Grapevine. B. Vertically. C. Downwards. D. Horizontal. So we're looking at Martha Weeks, Cheng Long. So what direction that communication is going? So what would you say for your answer? Should I allow you to tell me the answer? Okay, but this one is B, vertically. Let's go to number 34. Which of the following functions is not performed by the Human Resource Department? A, preparing job cards. B, arranging training. C, providing welfare facilities. D, shortlisting job applications. So it says not perform. So A says preparing job cards. That is not performed by the human resource department. B says, let's look at our other options. B, arranging training. Yes, that is performed by the human resource department. C says, providing welfare facilities. Yes. D says, shortlisting job applications. Yes. I want you to tell me in the comment section below. Instead of I giving you the answer, who prepared the job cards, let me know in the comment section below who is responsible for preparing the job cards. Let's go to 35. Clearly is paid a basic wage of $8 per hour for a 40-hour week and $9.60 per hour for overtime work. Last week, Claire worked 48 hours. What was her total wage for the week? Is it A, $76.80, B, $320, C, $396.80, or D, $760? So $8 times 40, she worked a 40 hours. So the rate that she got was $8 and she worked 40 hours. So when we multiply 8 by 40, that's $320. But also she worked 48 hours, which clearly shows that she worked 8 hours overtime. And that is at the rate of $9.60, as they said, per hour for overtime. So 8 times $9 60 cents, that is $76.80. Sorry. So $76.80 plus we add that to the rate, the basic rate of $320. So that gives us a total of C, $396.80. 36 says, one of the most important functions of the Human Resource Department is A, introducing new employees, B, receiving visitors to the firm, C, ensuring proper communication, D, attending to the welfare of employees. So here is a question like this. It means that you have to look very carefully because all of them are considered to be a function of the human resource department, but they say the most. So which one we know is the main core of the human resource department, the function of it? What stands out the most of what they give us? So we know that generally, overall, we know that the very first function anyone would think of, the most important function, would be D, attending to the welfare of employees. So all the others are, they are relevant, they are functions, but the most important one, generally speaking. 37 says, which of the following methods of filing classification would be most suitable for a manufacturing company with distribution centers throughout the Caribbean? A, subject, B, numerical, C, geographical, D, chronological. No, A and B would have been out. So we're left with C and D to select from our answer. And notice it says a manufacturing company with distribution centers throughout the Caribbean. So throughout the Caribbean, you would think of the different countries that are within the Caribbean. So if it is throughout the Caribbean, then the methods of filing would be selected, this manufacturing company to distribute different centers. So it would have been throughout the Caribbean, would have been within a geographical area. So C would be your answer. And it would not have been in chronological order. That's not location we're talking about now. Location. 38 says, at the beginning of the year, a firm employs 50 persons. During the year, 10 of them leave the firm. Which of the following represents the labor turnover? So we know that. I was going to work this out, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you your answer option. It's between C or D. That's one of your answer. One of those is your correct answer. But in helping you to prepare for your exams, I want you to put in the comment section, show me how you arrived at the answer. That's what I want you to do in the comment section. Let's get ready for exam. Let's work this out. Let's go to number 39. The term impress means A, a special sum in the bank, B, money set aside for petty cash purposes, C, a fixed amount of money budgeted by a cabinet, D, a fixed amount of money used for bulk purchases. So we know impressed. We know that is money set aside for petty cash purposes. 40 says, the human resource clerk has been asked to go through a list of job applicants and select those who meet the necessary requirements for a job. This process is referred to as A, interviewing, B, shortlisting, C, downsizing, D, elimination. Now, he says it's a selection process of those who meet the requirements. So A, that's not interviewing, that would have been out. B says shortlisting. Yes, that would be your answer. And it did not mention anything about the company downsizing or eliminating anyone. So that would have been out. 41 says, what should a clerk do if the number of items being delivered is less than that shown on the delivery note? A, reprimand the delivery agent and refuse to accept delivery. B, return the goods and ask for urgent delivery of the correct order. C, accept the delivery and ask the company to send the outstanding items. D, write the shortage on the delivery note before signing for receipt of the goods. So we know it is D. Write the shortage on the delivery note before signing for receipt of the goods. 42 says, which of the following documents is sent by the seller when the customer has been undercharged? Is it A, invoice, B, inquiry, C, quotation, or D, debit note? So, we know that's a debit note, D. 43 says, after 10 years of employment, an employee decides to leave an organization. Which of the following types of letter should he or she submit to the employer? A, referral, B, resignation, C, absenteeism, D, acknowledgement. Now, we know this one is quite a giveaway because we know the person clearly is leaving the organization. So we know that is B, resignation. Let's go to 44. In a cash book, all monies received are indicated as A, credit, B, deposit, C, credit entry, D, debit entry. So we know all the monies that are received in a cash book, we know it is indicated as a debit entry. 45 says, which of the following deductions can be made from wages without obtaining permission from the employee? 1. Income tax. 2. National insurance. 3. Company health scheme. Is it A, 1 and 2 only? B, 1 and 3 only? C, 2 and 3 only? Or D, 1, 2 and 3? So we know it is income tax and national insurance. A. A customer who has credit facilities from a firm should expect to receive a record of payments and purchases made each month on. Is it A, an invoice, B, an advice note, C, a statement of account, or D, a reconciliation statement? So we know it is a statement of account, C. Let's go to number 47. What is the first step that a businessman should take if his cash book and bank statement show a difference of $20? A. Reconcile his bank statement with his cash book. B. Regard the $20 as interest on his current account. C. Inform the bank that an error has been made on his account. D. Write a check for $20 to balance his statement with the bank. Now, we know C and D would have been out, so we're left with answer um, A and B. So we know it would be A. Reconcile his bank statements with his cash book to see where the error was. A. 48 says, a sum of money given to a cashier at the start of the day to make change is called A, a float, B, a refund, C, a deposit, D, an imprest. We just look at the imprest. It couldn't be. It's not a deposit. It's not a deposit that he's making, nor is it a refund. So we know it is a float. So sometimes even in multiple choice, even if you do not recall, sometimes you can make an informative decision based on the answer options that you are given. You can select the most suitable answer based on the question and the answers that they give you to select from. 49 says, Mrs. K purchased a new stove on hire purchase from New and Used Appliances Limited. She wants to authorize her bank to make monthly payments. Which of the following services can she use? A. Debit order. B. Money order. C. Credit transfer. Or D. Standing order. So we know that is going to be the standing order, D. So key point, why we select standing order? She wants to authorize her bank to make monthly payments. That's a key term in determining how we select our answer, D, standing order, what it is. 50 says, the company at which you are employed uses a acronym COD system for selling goods. COD means A. Cash on due date, B. Cash on delivery, C. Cash on demand, D. Cash on deposit. Now, notice key terms. It is a system that is used for selling goods. So that is where you are going to be able to know which answer to select. So if it is the company uses this system for selling goods, so therefore we know that it would be cash on delivery. Let's go to 51. So items 51 to 52 refer to the following invoice. So here we have garden supplies and plant care services. And we have our address, and we have to Mr. D. Lee, 50 New Lane, Mountain View. And as we see, the address 21 Happy Street, Bushy Park, and we saw 10th of May 2017. So we have the order number 483. Here we have the quantity and the description. Model G lawn mower, $556. So the term says 25% discount if paid within 7 days, 10% within 14 days. All right. So, and we have our question says the term E and OE on the invoice, which is right here, indicates that A. Mr. Lee should not regard this document as a request for payment. B. Garden supplies and plant care services can later correct any errors made when preparing the bill. C. Garden supplies and plant care services may not have included all the items that Mr. Lee ordered. D. Mr. Lee can hold garden supplies and plant care services to the terms of sale as shown on the invoice. So we know it is B. Garden supplies and plant care services can later correct any errors made when preparing the bill. And I had explained that in a video, I think it was in the 2019 paper. If you haven't watched that yet, you can go ahead and check that out as well. 52. How much should Mr. Lee pay if the bill is settled on 16th of May 2017? A. $255.60. B. $339. C. $417. Or D. $556. So let's look at it. It says on the 16th of May. So here it was billed on the 10th of May 2017. And it says terms 25% discount if paid within 7 days. So 7 days would be, if he pay within that 7-day period, which would take him up to the 17th, he would get a 25%. So all we simply do is find 25% of 5. No, it says, let me look at that again. It says 25%, yes. So we find 25% of $556, and then we deduct that from 556. So 25% of 556, and that number that we get, we subtract it from the 556, and we get C, $417. Let's go on to number 53. It says, what is the first step that must be taken when a client calls to reschedule an appointment with an executive? A. Tell the client that it is not possible to reschedule and cancel the appointment. B. Let the client know how disappointed you are at having to reschedule the appointment. C. Check with the executive, cancel someone else's appointment, and then reschedule the client's appointment. D. Check the diary or appointments schedule, identify a date and time, confirm them with the executive, and then reschedule the appointment. So we know it is more likely D would be your answer. Let's go to number 54. An unsolicited letter of application may be written when you are A. Responding to an advertisement for a job which is advertised in the newspaper. B. Interested in a job, but there have been no advertisements. C. Interested in a job which has been posted on the company's website. D. Completing an application form. So we know it would be an unsolicited letter of application would be written when you are B. Interested in a job, but there have been no advertisements. Let's go to 55. An employee's gross earnings was $182.80. His statutory deductions total $22 and voluntary deductions totaled $9.80. How much was his net pay? A. $151, B. $160.80, C. $173, or D. $214.60. So what we simply do is subtract all our deductions from the gross earnings. So we is that total deductions would be that's $31.80, and we subtract $31.80 from $182.80, we get 151A. 56 says the general welfare of staff is being overlooked by management. What is the first action that should be taken by staff to address the situation? A. Take industrial action. B. Bring the matter to the attention of the trade union. C. Request a meeting with the head of the organization. D. Request a meeting with the human resource manager. So we know the answer is D. Request a meeting with the human resource manager. 57. Which of the following forms should be used to declare an incident in which an employee was injured? A. Claims. B. Accident report. C. Employee liability. D. Accident and insurance. So we know this is an easy one. B. Accident report. So B would be our answer for 57. Let's go to 58. So item 58 refers to the following extract from an airline schedule from Barbados to Jamaica. And the date was Thursday, the 30th of April, 2018. BGI, Barbados, from Barbados, the departure time 3 p.m. and arrival time 4:25 in Antigua. And then it left Antigua from 7:30 p.m. departure time and arrived in Kingston 8:30 p.m. So the question says, the schedule for 58, the schedule above shows that the aircraft will stop in Antigua on its way to Jamaica, Kingston, from Barbados. How long will the aircraft be on the ground in Antigua? A. 3 hours 5 minutes. B. 4 hours 25 minutes. C. 5 hours 30 minutes. D. 7 hours 30 minutes. So let's look at our airline schedule. Now, it departed, so we're looking at how long it stayed on the ground from Antigua. So from Barbados to Antigua, the arrival time was 4:25, and then it departed 7:30 p.m. from Antigua. So for us to determine that, how long it stayed before it departed from Antigua, we subtract the time 7:30 and we subtract 4:25 from that. So 4:25 from 7:30 p.m. we get A 3 hours 5 minutes. Let's go to 59. P Hawk has a manufacturing business. His raw materials cost $1,900. Rates and rent total $2,000 and factory wages amount to 2,500. The number of units produced is 640. What is the cost of one unit? A. $4, B. $6, C. $10, D. $13. Now, this question, I can tell you, is very popular on the CSEc Principles of Accounts past paper. This very same question. But in order for us to determine, we know the production cost per unit that is equal to the total production cost divided into the number of units produced. So let's determine our total production cost because it says so the cost of one unit. So we are seeking to find out the production cost for one unit. So our total production cost would be all that they gave us. The total of the raw materials 1900, the rates and rent 2000, the factory wage is 2500. So what would be our total there? So 1900 and we have 2000 and we have 2500. So that's 6400. So that's our total production cost. Now our total number of units produced is 640. So we simply divide 6400, that's our total production cost, divide that by 640, and that gives us $10. C would be your answer. 60, our final question says, a letter of acceptance is sent when a person A receives salary through the bank, B plans to attend an interview for a job, C agrees to take up an offer for appointment, D receives original documents sent with an application. So we know that is C. A letter of acceptance is sent when a person agrees to take up an offer for appointment C. So there you have it. We have completed the entire CSEc Office Administration May June 2018 paper 1. Thank you so much for watching.